Hi friends, this is Maria Pontes, HR working professional and a career coach. On our podcast today, I have with me Mrs. Renuka Chabria. She's a BCom graduate from Kolkata, married, has a handsome son Aditya and wife to a loving husband Deepak. A homemaker and entrepreneur by profession. She is passionate towards teaching and craft. She enjoys cooking and listening to music. With this, I would like to give a very warm welcome to Renuka Chabria. Hi,
Hello,
Renuka.
Maria.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm
Good,
fine.
good. How are you?
Thank you for joining us on this podcast today.
It's a pleasure to have me here on your podcast today, Maria.
Thank you. And our audience would be very happy and inspired at the end of the session listening to your journey. So, Renu, I would like to ask you, what are the things you loved while you were in college, Renu?
Maria, right from a very young age, I wanted to become a teacher.
Okay.
In fact, when I was in college, I gave tuition to a number of kids in my building.
Okay.
And of course, I was very interested in craft too.
Okay. Did you pursue your talents or your passions after you finished your college?
No, Maria, I did not get a chance to pursue my passion because immediately after my graduation,
Okay.
I got married and settled in Mumbai.
Okay, so you got married and relocated to Mumbai.
Right.
So tell me, from Kolkata coming to Mumbai, did your aspirations change? Because, people when they come from outside Mumbai, for them, it's, Bollywood, and they do change their minds.
Correct.
Did this happen to you?
Right. Yes, Maria. See, Maria, my aspirations did not change.
Okay.
My love for teaching and craft did continue.
Okay.
And when I came to Mumbai, I thought, these Bollywood actors were all over the town.
Oh.
So every time I stepped out, I thought I would bump into an actor, which hardly happened,
Okay.
And very rarely when I saw an actor in a restaurant or a shopping complex, I would go running to them, asking them for an autograph.
Oh God. So did you get any of those?
Yes, I did. I did manage to get from a few film stars.
Really?
Like Jitendra,
Okay.
Neetu Singh,
Wow.
Sanjay Dutt.
Okay.
And Rishi Kapoor.
Okay, that was great.
Yes.
And so when you came to Mumbai, Renu, I'm sure you would have had your own set of challenges in settling down. What were they like?
Right. See, Maria, when I moved to Mumbai, of course, it was a different city. Initially, I did have difficulty in settling into a different city because Mumbai life is much more faster than
Yes,
the Kolkata life.
Absolutely.
And but within a year, I had my son, and I continued enjoying my motherhood for the next 4 years.
Wow. So you really, gave yourself time and,
Right, a lot of time.
Lovely time with your family.
Yes.
Okay, and then, yourself,
right.
Aditya, grew up to 4 years. Like we in the corporate, we go back to work. What did you do? Did you go
Right.
back to, starting back where you had left?
Maria, once my son was 4 years old and he started going to a kindergarten,
Yeah.
I thought, why not go out and do something more constructive?
Okay.
And I saw in Mumbai, most of the ladies were working women.
Okay.
So I too stepped out and I pursued a lot of courses like soft toy making, chocolate making, bread craft making, candle making, but obviously with the support of my mother-in-law and my husband.
Very good. I mean, it's so wonderful because then it gives you a lot of confidence. of
Right.
carrying ahead with whatever you have aspired to. What was your
Right.
experience in starting, this journey of making soft toys?
You know, Maria, once I did the course of soft toy, I sat at home and made a few samples on my own.
Okay.
And once I was confident, I started showing my products to my friends and relatives. And slowly, by word of mouth, I started getting orders.
Okay. And so how was your journey from there? Like, what were your, did you experience any fears, failures? Because that always comes along with us, you know?
Yes, yes,
What was your
I did.
experience?
You know, the first big order I got from a shop in Bandra. This
Okay.
person, he was supposed to participate in an exhibition at the World Trade Center.
Okay.
So he gave me a very big order for soft toys.
Yeah.
And once my stuff was ready, when I went with my order to his shop,
Yeah.
on seeing my stuff, he criticized my toys a lot.
Oh God.
He kept telling me they are supposed to be soft toys, but your toys are so hard.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
So initially, I got very demotivated. But when I sat back and thought about it, I realized where my mistake was.
Okay.
So I started working on them and I started making better quality stuff.
That was great. Yeah.
Yes, and then very soon after this, I got a chance to become a professor in a soft toy college, in a B.Ed college.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a college in Khar West, Mohandas Jivandas B.Ed college.
Yeah.
Yes. I was appointed as a soft toy professor over there.
Wow.
And Maria, you know what? I was supposed to teach 100 ladies how to make soft toys.
What an opportunity.
Yes. It was a very big challenge. It was a very big challenge. And every day in a batch of 15, I was teaching them how to make soft toys.
Superb. From where to where?
Yes. And while teaching them, these students started giving me orders for soft toys for their personal use. And even the staff.
Really?
They
Very
were
nice.
giving me orders for their personal use.
Okay.
And while doing this, Maria, I was introduced to NIT through a friend of mine.
Yes.
Where I met you.
Yeah,
a
true.
Beautiful
I remember.
Friend.
Yes.
A beautiful friend who was so loving, so caring, and very helpful.
Yes.
Very helpful.
I also remember you, Renu, because these soft toys that we had, bought from you for the children of our, employees. And it was amazingly a great time that we had. The children were so crazy and so was I. I love soft toys. So my, that aspirations of earning and getting soft toys, like seeing so many of it I was like happy and satisfied, although we gave it to the children. So I remember that experience. Yeah, thank you for that. You've been excellent.
And Maria, I remember that your NIT people, yes. And I remember your NIT people, they used to like my stuff so much that year after year, all the orders came to me.
Yes, I remember
Thanks
that.
to you once again, Maria.
Not at all. Thank you.
And then slowly, I started expanding my business.
Okay.
I started getting orders from so many stores in Bandra, Khar, Andheri. I was working on this, and then in 2001, Maria, I moved back to Kolkata.
Oh, so you came from Kolkata, went back again to Kolkata. So I'm wondering what you would have done.
Yes.
So when you went back to Kolkata, how did you reinvent yourself there? Did you take your business, software business to Kolkata?
Once I came back to Calcutta, I could not continue with the same business, but nothing could hold me back,
Yeah.
So I made a lot of samples of soft toys candles, and I showed it to my friends and relatives.
Okay.
A very close friend of mine, she saw my candles and she liked them so much. She asked me if she could carry them home to show it to her father, who is the owner of a 5-star hotel.
Okay.
So she took my candles home, and Maria, in a couple of days, the father gave me an order of 500 candles.
Wow.
Which was, unbelievable. And I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Then my housemate, she saw me struggling with this order. So she got me 2-3 local ladies to help me with my order. And with their help, I completed my order.
Okay, so now you have.
I thought that was the time I realized that these Bengali ladies, they are very talented and they're very artistic.
So how did you make use of these ladies in Kolkata? Their art. How did you use their art?
Maria, you know what? I realized that they are very artistic, and I wanted to empower them. Wow. And make them financially independent.
That's good, yeah.
Yes. So I employed these ladies under me, and I started my business. Then I realized that there's a lot of demand for diyas in Kolkata.
Okay.
Earthen diyas. Every Hindu house, they light these earthen diyas during Diwali.
Okay.
So that's how I switched from candles to diyas.
Oh my God. So you change your product line only totally.
Right.
Superb. And then?
And initially 2-3 years, I used to have a lot of leftovers.
Yeah.
So that is the time my youngest brother and my husband stepped in.
Okay.
And they started marketing my products.
Okay.
So very soon, I was getting orders from a lot of stores and malls and a lot of sweet shops, Maria.
Sweet shops? Diyas?
Yes.
Sweet shop ordering for diyas. So tell me, what is the idea behind sweet shop ordering for diyas? I mean, if you could just explain this. Something very unique.
All the sweet shops and the dry fruit shops in Kolkata, they make a lot of hampers.
Okay.
They make chocolate hampers. They make dry fruit hampers. They make sweet hampers.
Okay.
And in every single hamper, they use diyas as a sign of good omen.
Oh, wow. That's something I'm learning from you. Oh, that's nice.
Yes. So that's how every sweet shop used to give me a minimum order of 2,000 to 3,000 diyas.
Wow.
So initially, I was making about 20,000-30,000 diyas. Today, I have gone up to Maria something like 80,000 to 1 lakh pieces per season.
Boy. So tell me, did you face any challenge in competition here? This is something.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did face a lot of stiff competition.
Okay.
Because the local shops, they were selling their diyas at a very cheap rate, whereas my diyas were very expensive. Because my diyas were very exclusive, Maria.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Initially, I did face a little bit of competition.
Yeah. I have a question. Did you ever dream you would impact the lives of other homemakers like you?
Maria, I never dreamt that I would touch the life of so many downtrodden people, people whose passions are not exposed. And I help them to expose their passion, to expose their potentialities, their talents, and I made them financially independent.
So how was your journey towards your success after you came to Kolkata? How different was it?
See, Maria, once I got into this business, I realized that I was neglecting my house.
Okay.
So I kept a cook and I kept 2, 3 other maids to help me so that I could concentrate better on my work.
So just like us, we go to
Yes.
corporates, we work at corporates, and then, you know, we have to manage both sides. So you also went through a similar experience. Okay.
Yes.
And
So once my business started expanding, I wanted to do some social work.
okay.
I thought, why not contribute something to the society also?
Wow.
Yes. So I
Okay.
went and joined 2 NGO groups.
Okay. So if you can tell us something about which of the NGOs and what did you do there? I mean, and that too to make time out of your, you know, entrepreneurship and giving them time. What was your experience with them?
Maria, I joined one Sadhu Vaswani group
Okay.
where they conduct classes every weekend for the little children.
Okay.
They have craft classes. And just before Diwali, 3 consecutive Sundays, I went there, and one weekend I taught the children how to make fancy envelopes.
Okay.
One weekend I taught them how to make fancy tea light holders.
Oh,
And
that's
the third
sweet.
weekend I taught them how to paint diyas and decorate them with little stones here and there.
Okay.
Yes. And then I joined a cancer group where just before Diwali, I went to this cancer hospital
Okay.
and I taught the cancer patients how to make decorative diyas.
So sweet. Yeah, that's nice.
And they were so excited. They were so
I can
excited.
imagine.
You know, I could see it all over them.
Really?
And I was so happy about it. You know, I was so content.
Okay, that's nice. You making time
Yes.
even out of your, you know, very busy schedule for the society who really need to be looked at. So I have
Yes.
a next question is anything specific, any specific people you would like to acknowledge who've been with you in this journey?
Maria, obviously, my son, my husband, my
Okay.
youngest brother,
Okay.
and beautiful friends, one of them being like one of you, you know.
Thank you.
Mani, I would like to add one more thing.
Okay.
You know, once I got into this diya production,
Huh.
just before Diwali, I used to go and visit these Diwali fairs, the exhibitions.
Okay.
And over there, I saw that it was not only diyas, there were a lot of other Diwali gift items which was in huge demand.
Oh, wow.
Like tea light holders, rangolis, shubh labs, door hangings. So very soon I started, you know, making these things too.
Oh, wow.
I would like to show you a few of my stuff which
Please.
I've been making.
We'd love to see that. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah,
I'm sure my audience will
like
be very
this
happy.
is a shubh lab.
Oh, okay.
Like this is a shubh lab, Maria.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
I make these swastiks which we put outside the door
Okay.
on
Okay.
Diwali day.
Yeah.
And then this is what we use. We believe, you know, like Lakshmi comes into the house once you use this.
That's so sweet, yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
And then this was another shubh lab.
Oh.
Yes. And then Maria, I make like these door hangings.
Okay, okay. That's nice. Very colorful.
Yes.
Okay.
Diwali is supposed to be like all
full of colors.
I use a lot of very vibrant colors. And then
so this was something new that you did over and above the earthen diyas.
See, look at this, Maria.
What's that?
Yes. These are earthen diyas.
Okay.
This has got a diya inside it, the plate, where you're supposed to put oil and light this.
Okay. Oh,
and
that's
this.
sweet. Very nice. Yeah.
These are some of the stuffs which I've been making along with the diyas.
Okay, that's nice. You're very creative. I must say, when you said craft, you have demonstrated all your craft talent.
Yes,
So,
Maria. Yes. Actually, I'm very happy.
I want to ask you something now. In this lockdown,
Yes, Maria.
have you discovered something new?
This lockdown, I have enhanced my cooking skill.
Wow.
And I'm contemplating about catering now.
Oh God. So this is going to be another set of product line that you're lining up. That's great.
Yes, yes.
I want to ask you, what is your message to all the homemakers of this world?
Maria, before I leave you, I want to leave a message, a quote from Nora Ephron. Be
Yes.
a heroine of your life, not a victim.
Yes, that's superb. It's so touching. So, audience, in case any one of you are a director and would like to, this is the best time. We already have a heroine for you and your story. So do connect with us, and we would be happy to take Renu's story ahead. I am sure you have thoroughly all enjoyed the podcast and made a few notes and on the tips that Renu has shared on her amazing journey. Some of the lessons I would just like to mention, which I have got from Renu. Moving from one city to another city and reinventing herself and trying new things of irrespective of her talents that she had. That was the first thing. Second is not to forget fears, failures, challenges will always come along with us. In her
Right.
journey, she has been on the positive side and made herself even more stronger through these fears, failures, and challenges. So that's my second learning from Renu. Third is without a formal education in sales, marketing, and entrepreneurship, you have been a damn cool person and taken it through all along with the support of your family members. And that's an amazing journey, Renu, that you've had. So I'd love this entire experience that you have shared. Thank you for being with us on this podcast. My audience, I think, have loved listening to you. All the very best, and we'll stay in touch. Okay? See you then.